We're setting off on this road trip, go and pick some CB tat up from Lancashire. So it's 130 odd miles. We're going in the Toyota because last time we took the electric car, chargers were out of order, broken, strange, weird, didn't take the right plug, all that kind of malarkey, so we're going in the Toyota. So we'll take a bit of video along the way. So I don't know whether you can see, just poking over trees, we've got the golden arches of Markham Moor services. See the Shell petrol station sign, we can see that just. The reason I asked Mr. Chippie to, because I'm driving at the moment, Mr. Chippie's being camera person, and if this lorry doesn't annoy us, it's typical, there's not been a lorry over there is a building on the right which is grade 2 listed. This strange concrete roof, which is currently this Starbucks and previously was a little chef, was actually built as a petrol station, and I've forgotten what it was called. It was the something. So there's a, what are we, about 20 miles into the journey, Mr. Chippie? Right, okay. So as we continue up the A1, 31 miles from Leeds, according to the sat nav there's 63 miles to go. We're just going to go over the River Don. It is the River Don, isn't it, Mr. Chippie? Yeah. Towards, it's kind of Doncaster. This is Sprotborough direction. So you're high above this river. And certainly when I lived in Rotherham as a teenager, there was a water bus which ran on that from the village of Sprotborough to Doncaster. And I remember going there with my parents. I took some Super 8 film. There you go, Super 8 film. You know what, when video came out in the late 70s with VHS and Betamax and these transportable things, which by today's standards were pretty crummy, in comparison to the Super 8 that I'd had, video is an absolute major step forward. So as we come up the A1 a bit further, 55 miles to go, we're going to be turning off towards Wakefield on the A638. Some nice wind turbines there. I wouldn't mind one in the field next to me, and me being plugged into it especially. Always look graceful to me. Just in case we've got some overseas viewers looking at this, that's water tower. He's had to go on to quite a high zoom there. There's probably wibbly wobbly, but that concrete funnel thing is a water tower. And I know people say in America don't have water towers that look like that. That's probably a 1950s or 60s one, because we don't have that many that look like that, but that is a water tower. 23 miles to go. We're going through Halifax, and one of our pipe organs which we have in stock came from one of the villages just outside Halifax.
In 500 yards, at the roundabout, take the second exit, the Motorway.
There's Dean Clough Mill over there.
What do they make?
Don't know.
Oh, right.
I think it's a bit of a tourist attraction.
He's not Brian Clough then, he don't make
no.
football stars. Dodgy number plates on dodgy cars going dodgy speed. I think they're putting better cladding on those blocks of flats.
Could be.
So we're still in Halifax, and Mr. Chippie thinks that's some kind of folly.
I think it was built as a mill, if I remember rightly, but something happened and some bloke with more money than sense built that as tribute to some woman he fancied, I think.
Right.
So what looks like a chimney is now a tower.
So anybody interested in the real story can of course look up the town of Halifax in West Yorkshire.
Yeah, I can't remember what the exact story was, but it was something like that.
Well, that mill chimney thing was nothing like a love thing. Mr. Chippie looked it up on the internet from his mobile device, and it was an argument between two rival businessmen.
Wainhouse Tower.
Wainhouse Tower, there you go. And the bloke, one of them says, I can't see my estate from here because of your mill. So he built this great big chimney. He said, well, I can. I've got a viewing platform at the top just to make it even more annoying. We're going for the Todmorden, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got 10 miles to go. I've now got the Maxcom 7E. It hasn't said a word. We had it on 19. We stopped at McDonald's at Castleford, yes. And I had every intention of getting the camera out while we were filling our faces, but totally forgot whilst being engrossed in a Big Mac. So hopefully we'll pick up Teddy Ruxpin unless I've got a dodgy aerial. And we haven't heard anything on the ham radio either. We've got, I'll just put the camera down to there. We've got some kind of ham radio kind of thing, whatever, on our repeater, but we haven't heard anything. So we'll rejoin the video in a bit. Tango 21 Teddy Ruxpin. Tango 21 Teddy Ruxpin, do you copy?
In 500 yards, turn left, Kibro Lane.
Tango 21 calling Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin, do you copy? Tango 21 calling Teddy Ruxpin. Tango 21 calling Teddy Ruxpin, was that you, over? Well, we're only a mile from you and you're very 10-1, over. So one of us has a dodgy aerial. Right, so we're heading towards you 1 mile away.
4 miles. Roger all that. Which way have you come from?
Well, I've come from Halifax stroke Todmorden. I'm not going to say where you are because I'm recording. So there you go. At least we've finally made contact. I'm beginning to think it's so difficult to find what channel you're on a Maxcom 7E with it not having a digital channel display. I was wondering if I had got the actual channel number wrong. Tango 21, over.
Yeah, Tango 21. Yeah, no, I did hear you calling probably 4 or 5 minutes ago now. I'm recording also. I haven't been responding. So yeah, there's something going on. I thought it may be a squelch up too much or something like that. Fair enough, yeah, better is compromised after the storm, but it's still doing a good 4 or 5 miles, you know, so there we go. Back to you, Richard.
Yep, well, other than we haven't tested the aerial on this, but apart from for continuity, but the radio's spot on. Right, so we're not very far away from you, so we're going to say 73s to you at this point, and we'll come and see you at your QTH.
Yeah, roger on that. You're blowing my windows out now, Richard. I'll say 73s for now and I'll meet you at the door, Roger.
Your wall-to-wall and treetop tell 10-10 breaker break.
Turn left.
10-10 for now.
Turn left.
Well, there we go. On the way back now, we've gone the M62 route on the motorway, and when we're now away from the customer, the vendor, we've got this base station and various boxes of tat in the car. So that's going to be some forthcoming attractions. Right, we'll see if we can get to the bit in the middle of the road, and you'll see what I mean when we get there. It's an exciting bit of the M62. So as we come down the motorway, the M62, we're now back in Yorkshire, having been in Lancashire. we've got this farm in the middle of between the two carriageways. So with 3 lanes in this direction, 3 lanes in the other direction, and the farm with triple glazed windows in between. I think we're about coming up to it soon. Tunnel under the motorway. I always like seeing that. Love living there, that'd be fun. So now I'm back home safely, 135 miles each way. Just thought we'd show the photo that the vendor sent in, asking if I wanted to buy any of this. So the boxed audio line, remember, has no works in it. It's an empty cabinet. You've got the base station above there is the Uniden Pro 620, just like we have here for CPT only stuff. You can see there's a couple of the big Uniden 200s, which are quite tired looking, and then there's a smaller audio line and Uniden which look a bit smarter. The Signal 1001's been turned into a ham radio, so it's probably had the reference crystals changed. It's a matter of finding a scrap chassis. Remember, that's a JWR M2, but with a Signal, it's got a receive stage less. And if you think Fidelity 1000s are bad for bleed over, well, they're worse. They even pick up radar from RAF Cranwell when here. So everything here is a non-worker. So we're gonna see. Right at the bottom I can see there's an Alba, is it the M5? I'll tell you what, I can see a Domico Convoy. I like those. Oh, Maycom, that's going to be pointless, isn't it? What's next? Danita Consam 1320 is made by Maxon. Midland 48, where the meters never work, and they want 27 quid for a replacement. Some kind of 80 channel Midland. So an 099, looking through the camcorder viewfinder. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Harvard 402 MP. We're gonna have to. We will be. What we can sort out on these will be sorted out and sold on, because we've already got everything here already in our system. Bearing in mind we have one set of one radio of every type ever made for reference. I'm not a collector, it's for reference for the business, so that when they come in modifried, we can look back at one of our sets to see how they're supposed to be, because very few have service manuals, and it's sometimes, especially with wiring, when PA switches have been destroyed, it's so much quicker just look at another set. So that's our business model. So there you go, there could be forthcoming attractions. So obviously I can't, I've got about 4 or 5 customer repairs in, and they have to be done first. These can only be slotted in when we've no customer repairs. So now the vendor has sent me a video of his side of the conversation. He'd only got a bit of a broken aerial, so I was only able to have two-way conversation for 1 mile. Bearing in mind I was on the Maxcom 70 emergency set, and the aerial only gives you a 4-mile range on receive, though a 6-mile range on transmit, we've found in our tests. So we only got a two-way conversation for 1 mile, which doesn't matter, it's a bit of fun. But we're going to go over to his bit of footage, which is here with his permission, and we'll see. I think he said he started hearing me from 4 miles away, which is about right. but we didn't get the two-way conversation for about until we'll get a mile. So we'll go over to that now. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed this road trip, because we've never done this before on video.
Tango 21, copy Teddy Ruxpin, come on. Oh dear, what's happening here? Tango 21, copy Teddy Ruxpin, over.
Tango 21 calling Teddy Ruxpin, was that you, over?
Yes, Roger Richard, Tango 21, copy Teddy Ruxpin, over.
Well, we're only a mile from you and your Ferry 10-1, over.
Yeah, Roger on that. I did hear you calling 3 or 4 minutes ago. I have been responding.
So one of us has a dodgy aerial. Right, so we're heading towards you 1 mile away.
1 mile. Roger on that, Richard. Which way have you come from? Because there was an accident on the A56, I believe, some fender bender going on. So, yeah, Roger Dodge. Yeah, you're just over Signal 9, by the way.
I've come from Halifax stroke Todmorden. I'm not going to say where you are because I'm recording. So, there you go. At least we've finally made contact. I'm beginning to think it's so difficult to find what channel you're on a Maxcom 7E with it not having a digital channel display. I was wondering if I had got the actual channel number wrong. Tango 21, over.
Yeah, right now, Tango 21. Yeah, no, I did hear you calling, probably 4 or 5 minutes ago now. I'm recording also. I have been responding. So yeah, there's something going on. I thought it may be you squelch up too much or something like that. Fair enough, my antenna is compromised after the storm, but it's still doing a good 4 or 5 miles, you know, so there we go. Back to you, Richard.
Yep, well, other than we haven't tested the aerial on this, but apart from for continuity, but the radio's spot on. Right, so we're not very far away from you, so we're going to say 73s to you at this point, and we'll come and see you at your QTH.
Yeah, Roger on that. You're blowing my windows out now, Richard. I'll say 73s for now, and I'll meet you at the door, Roger.
Your wall-to-wall and treetop towel, 10-10 breaker break.
10-10 for now.